right, joining me on the afternoon edition today is local bankruptcy attorney Walter Benenati. Attorney Benenati, good to talk
How
to
are
you.
you?
Thanks for spending
Good
some
talking
time with
to you.
us. Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you.
So, yeah, we do keep hearing that the number of bankruptcy filings are going to skyrocket. Are you already seeing a rise in the number of people contacting you about the bankruptcy possibility?
Oh yeah, we certainly do, and we're expecting it to rise to levels like it's never seen before. But right now, people are just struggling. I mean, they're maxing out their credit cards to just get by, to pay their bills and to pay their car payment, pay their electric. Mainly, what we're seeing right now are people that are seeing the writing on the wall, that feel that they want to see if bankruptcy is the right option for them to take. And certainly during a free consultation, what we do is go over the misconceptions and the pros and cons of filing bankruptcy, and if it can really help them or not.
Yeah, I want to dive into that. A lot of people may not know what bankruptcy is, and especially if,
Right.
they've been financially stable up to this point. Bankruptcy probably was, not something, it was not even, wouldn't even cross their mind. What
Right.
is bankruptcy?
Well, bankruptcy in its simplest terms is a legal process by which people or businesses that are unable to pay their debts are able to eliminate their debts to the federal government. And my goal is for people to not be afraid of the word bankruptcy, because historically people have always heard that word and they're like, "Oh my God, bankruptcy!" But this isn't the wheel of fortune where you land on bankrupt and you lose everything. Most people in bankruptcy don't lose anything but their debts. You can bounce back from on your credit and your credit reports. You can bounce back within 2 years after filing bankruptcy. And I know because 12 years ago I had to file bankruptcy, and for me, it was one of the best decisions that I ever made.
So you can bounce back from it after 2 years, but it does sit on your credit report for longer than that in some cases, right?
It does. It actually, a Chapter 7, which is a routine type of bankruptcy that we do for most people that are eligible, stays on there for 10 years, but the negative impact diminishes after about a year or two. FHA, first time home buyers, requires a couple years, or actually 1 year, of seasoning after a bankruptcy to qualify you for a home loan. You could buy a vehicle immediately after. We have a lot of lenders that offer cars to people right out of bankruptcy, and certainly it's not an issue with renting. You keep your house, keep paying payments on your house. I mean, there's just a lot of things that what I always recommend is go see a bankruptcy attorney if you're not sure or if you see things getting worse. This pandemic is certainly devastating the economy, and we just don't know how long it's going to last.
Yeah. Obviously, there are some positives, if you will, to maybe getting rid of some of the debt that has piled up because of the COVID, 19. But when you do have it on your credit score, I do want to, or your credit report, I do want to make it clear, obviously, that there are, you may be able to get a house, you may be able to get a car, you may be able to get rent, but there are, you wouldn't necessarily qualify for some of the best rates, right? Though.
Most certainly, yes. And within the first couple years, I mean, there is a negative impact. But what you need to understand also is most clients that come see me, they have a balances on their credit reports of different credit cards. All those balances zero out when you do file bankruptcy. So it's your credit score, as far as how it goes down, it's a kind of a wash because all your balances zero out. But as far as getting a bankruptcy on there, it's a wash and it trades out. So you would expect to see on a typical credit score, if you're at like a 520 or 510 before filing bankruptcy, you might end up at like a 580 because all the balances have been zeroed out.
Okay. Now, if someone has to choose, let's say I have to choose between my mortgage and my credit cards, what do you think I should choose and why?
Well, the first thing that I always tell clients is that pay your mortgage first. A lot of my clients have been telling me, "Hey, should I take this forbearance?" Where they're going to tell me that I don't have to pay for the next 3 months. And I always tell them, be careful. Make sure that that payment is those three payments are put at the end of the loan rather than at the fourth month, which they did during Hurricane Maria. A lot of people went into foreclosure because they couldn't afford to pay four payments altogether. So I always tell people, pay your mortgage more than anything. Credit cards can always be wiped out down the road.
Okay. Now, I got about a minute left. I want to hear from you about the new bankruptcy law that benefits small businesses.
Absolutely. Small businesses are able to file a type of bankruptcy which normally most people don't do. It's called a Chapter 11. And so the balance limits for how much you can make have been reduced. So it's a lot easier for businesses to remain operational and to be able to get the benefits of Chapter 11. And Chapter 11, in essence, is keeping your doors open while having somebody work with all your creditors to make payments. Now, there are a lot of businesses, though, that they're suffering to the point where they may have to close their doors. And obviously, bankruptcy is there for them too, able to wipe out all the debts that they personally guaranteed. I see it every day. You sign contracts for your business and you personally guarantee your own property, things that will come directly upon you. So a lot of times we assist people personally to wipe out their business debts.
Okay. Local bankruptcy attorney Walter Benenati, great to talk to you. Pleasure to meet you, and we hope to have you back for a future segment. Thanks for spending some time with us this afternoon.
Thank you so much.